Philippians chapter 2 about this the Jesus becoming human and so on. But is it not the case at the very end, Paul kind of ends it with the doxology, to the glory of God the Father. So is it not the case that God still remains God, Yahweh, if you like, and so Jesus isn't identified as God in that sense, although he is exalted to the highest possible level, maybe even equality with God, but ontologically he's not identified as that being. Would that be reasonable?
I would say that's right, that he's not. Yeah. So for some reason, people have started to, I don't know how far back this goes. I've just recently heard of people saying that Jesus is Yahweh. And I think, no, not in the New Testament. No, not in the Bible, but certainly not here, because God, so he's a separate being from God. To begin with, he's equal. To begin with, Jesus is in the form of God. Even though he was in the form of God, he did not regard equality with God something to be grasped. This is a very complicated verse because of the Greek. Yeah. And it's not clear whether it means it's not something he wanted to hold on to, or if it wasn't something he wanted to reach for. And I think the Greek word morphe means to reach. Is it
morphe that means formed in Greek?
He's in the morphe tutheu, the form of God. And he didn't regard equality with God, the Esos word, something to be grasped. Grasp is harpazo, which means to grab something. And I think what it's saying is that before he became a human, he was in a divine form. He was a divine being, but he wasn't equal with God. No. But at the end, God highly exalts him and gives him the name above every name.
All the names,
so that at the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess. That's taken out of Isaiah, which said this is about Yahweh, that to him only will every knee bow and every tongue confess. So it looks like he's made him on some kind of equal level, but Is
it more honorary then for Paul than ontological? It's not like a metaphysical reality. It's kind of his exalted position rather than having that by right for all eternity. Yeah,
that's right. He's not metaphysically. I mean, Paul wouldn't use these terms, of course. He's not metaphysically God, but but God has made him an equal. At least in terms of human worship goes for Paul. And that coincides with what you get elsewhere in Paul, like in 1 Corinthians 15, where Christ, everything is subject to Christ, and then he subjects everything to God. And so there's still this kind of almost a subordination. And later theologians wouldn't want to talk about subordinationism, but there is that kind of leveling, I think.